you know we love to talk about what you're talking about, and today we're adding a juicy scoop to the mix. Please help me welcome podcast host and comedian Heather McDonald. Oh, if I could crack open your head and know everything Vanderpump Rules.
Well, you can, because I basically say everything I know all the time.
But you know them, and
yes.
I just want to know it all.
Well, I'll tell you, last night, unfortunately, because I committed to doing this show, I missed the soft opening of something about her sandwich shop.
Heather!
So it is actually happening. Katie and Ariana invited me.
Okay.
And so they just had, I guess, some friends, and it's going to be officially open, I think, on May 22nd, but it's really happening, and they have the good like gourmet sandwiches, and good for that.
I just want to underscore that she chose us over Ariana and Katie.
I like it. I like it. Do you have an It's All Happening shirt from Sheena?
Oh, I love It's All Happening, yes.
We're two in the Vandies on this end of the table.
Good as gold and all of it.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
No, I mean,
boy.
It's just been really intriguing because they are such long-time real friends.
Yes.
That were friends before the show ever existed. So when these scandals and these cheatings and betrayals happen among them, that is why it was such a conversation piece for so many people, and why people were like, why is this a big deal? People cheat all the time. And it's like, yeah, but it was, this girl was her friend, and this was going on for months while the cameras were not capturing it. And this is the aftermath, and it's really juicy.
All right, we'll get into it a little bit later, but let's get into this. We've been talking about the new Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, right? I don't know if you overheard, which features models who likely wouldn't have been included in the past, like Gayle King and Martha Stewart. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, as a young girl, my dad had the subscription, and I loved looking at the suits, and I'd be like, oh, maybe I could pick out a suit that I can wear that I'd like. But most of them were just sexy photos. Most of them were just the girl holding her boobs, and then it would be like a tiny bikini bottom. I'm like, well, this isn't really like what I thought it was going to be. So we'll see. I think, Victoria's Secret is now we're going back to hot chicks and people watching our program and inspirational bodies, or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know. I mean, this gets a lot of press, but I don't know who's gonna buy the magazine. So I think because I'm not dying to buy the magazine,
right?
Okay, because I don't really know about any other sports, and I never bought it before. So if the only people buying it were guys that wanted to really look at hot chicks, I don't know. There are beautiful women in it, but it's not the traditional thing that, a 21-year-old would want to look at.
We'll have to wait and see.
Honest.
I know.
Very honest.
So we'll see.
Okay, so I've been wanting to ask you so badly.
Yes.
You ran into Britney Spears, okay?
Yes.
She wanted to see your impression of her, which, first off, good for her to have, to take it,
Yes.
Give us the juicy scoop, and if you could, your best Britney. I've been working on it, and I'd love to get to tutelage.
Well, she was like, you do impressions? Do me. And I don't know, so I started to take off my jacket. I just done Drew Barrymore for her, and she filmed it. And at that moment, I'm like, okay, there's no way this is ever going to be posted. And it wasn't posted for months. And then a few months later, my phone starts going crazy, and they're like, Britney Spears just posted your impression of Drew Barrymore. And so I just was like, I just had that moment where I'm like, so I was like, oh my God.
That's true.
Britney, you are such an inspiration.
That's so good.
You are something that I look up to. You're a singer, you're a dancer. And she was like having a lot of fun filming it. But when I got to do her, the thing that I was like so on my, and I was so nervous that I got up, I started to take off my jacket, and she like kind of squealed at the Chateau Marmont, excited. And then I just started doing her Instagram. No, I didn't sing her anything.
You just did the Instagram.
What, you did the dancing?
Around. It acted like I was, telling people to come to my car wash. I was just, and I was just like, and she goes, oh, you're doing my Instagram. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I don't have a good enough voice to sing as good as you.
Good one, Heather.
That's all we ever see.
It's true.
Her trying her little outfits. And I'm like, where's the brown sensible pumps? Spin around, girl. I don't know. It's always just like a weird outfit and then brown sensible pumps.
And a hair flip.
But she was with that guy. That guy that
Sam?
she recently got in the fight with. Yeah.
You met
the
him?
maintenance man turned landscaper.
Did you meet him?
Yeah.
Okay, so give us what did your intuition tell you, good or bad?
He's like a blue collar guy. He had and he was just kind of laid back. And seemed pleasant enough. They could have been a couple at that moment. Obviously they were, but I didn't know for sure, but I thought that they were. But it wasn't out, so I was trying to, so I didn't really want to talk about it. I knew her manager, and I was like, but once she posted that, then I was like, okay, let me tell you the story. You know?
Heather McDonald's in the mix.
Yeah, you really are.
She is.
You really are. And I'm a huge Bravoholic. We have to talk about Andy Cohen. He's been cleared of sexual harassment and drug abuse claims by former Bravo housewives. Now, in your opinion, why do you think that these former housewives are making these claims, the timing of the claims? Give us the rundown from your perspective.
Listen, anybody that joins a Real Housewife type of show and willing to open up their life really wants to be famous. That is the goal. The goal is maybe you've always wanted to be famous, but you didn't make it as a traditional actress, or you never pursued it, and now it's here. So you're like, I want to do it. And then when they don't ask you back, some of them I think got, kind of bummed and bitter, and then looked back at their experience and was like, what am I left with? I'm left with nothing. I don't have residuals. They're not asking me back. I'm doing these humiliating things on camera, which was of their own volition, but still. So in coming up with these lawsuits, the thing is first of all, anybody that doesn't watch Bravo doesn't care about this story. And then the people that watch Bravo are like, don't ruin our fun. We don't want to see Andy go. We don't want to see the shows change. So you're just a big bummer, and we never really liked you anyway. So there's no sympathy for these women claiming these things, and I don't believe it. Basically what they were saying is he would offer, cocaine before Watch What Happens Live, and if you didn't do it, you didn't get the spinoff. That is absolutely not true. Candy from Atlanta has had more spinoffs than anybody. I don't even think she drinks alcohol. So it's like, come on. I mean, I've been on the show twice. There was nothing like that. They offer you a drink. If you don't want to drink, you can have a Diet Coke. You don't it's nothing. Oftentimes there's 2 shows done in a day. This isn't. So I think it was kind of grasping. And like I said, it's not. This reality reckoning. I'm like, who do you think is going to be behind it? Nobody, except a few bitter reality stars. And people that watch reality stars are not like, you've worked so hard. It's not like, we got to protect the coal miners and make sure that they still have a union. I mean, and I'm like, what? You drank on camera and spun around and got free meals and got to go to Europe. Like, boo-hoo, lady. I'm here with 4 kids, scrubbing a toilet.
Thank you.
And I just want to crawl in my bed and watch obnoxious women be funny, and I don't care that you're not on it anymore, Leah.
I'm with you. But let's get back to Vandy's, because the reunion was spicy. Hey, listen, a lot of people over here, this is how we bond over Vanderpump.
Absolutely.
I want to know your spiciest moment, but I want to, you're so honest, I want to get into this a little bit, and Sam knows what I'm talking about. Sandoval was the devil last year, and I feel like the tables are turning.
I'm kind of back on Team Sandoval.
How do you feel about Sandoval right now, Tom Sandoval specifically?
The guy. Let's tell people who don't know, the cheater.
The guy who got into the scandal with Ariana, and Ariana got Dancing with the Stars and all those things. And now Sandoval, it seems like people are maybe being more sympathetic.
I think they feel bad for him because he's been drug over the coals. I used to hate Sandoval.
I think the return of forgiving Sandoval is why women are not further along than we are.
I agree. All right.
You're like, oh, I think she's had enough, Ariana. I think she's had enough opportunities. Again, jealous. Not for her having boundaries. She did film all season with this jerk. She did go to the beach. She did go to San Francisco. She just said no to the final conversation on air because she's smart, and she knew that would be the redemption. He'd turn on. He's a good actor as far as turning on tears, and she knew he was going to turn on tears, and the audience would be like, he does feel bad. When she's like, you could have apologized for the last 8 months. You could have left me a letter.
That's a good point.
Anything. And so she's like, no, I'm not going to play this game. But I think the response of the other girls that are challenging her, like Lala and Sheena, are also, I think they had producers in their ears saying, the season is boring, the show won't continue unless something happens. And that's what we don't see. And so they're like, oh my God, you're not playing as hard as we are, and if the game gets shut down, we all suffer.
Except for you, Ariana, who still has a future. That's the underlying message.
And she has proved that this wasn't just. She took these opportunities, and she had the talent to get more opportunities. The reason she didn't have a lot going on before is because I think she was in a crappy relationship, and she was letting him take the lead, and she was like, I'll stay home. And then when all these things happened, she was like, no, I can sing, I can dance, I am pretty, I am a good actress, I can host a dating show. And she took it all, and it's true, she doesn't have to come back if she doesn't want to.
Good
but
point. I'm back on Team
I could talk
Ariana.
all day. Yeah, that was a good one.
Thank you for stopping by, Heather. DBL Nation, if you're in the Denver area, you can see Heather live tonight and tomorrow at Comedy Works South. And for additional tour dates, visit heathermcdonald.net. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you.
Always
so
a
fun.
treat.
Lovely.
We love her.